Hello, happy Friday. Welcome to our Facebook Live here inside of the Savvy Social Crew Facebook group. If you're joining me live or if you're watching the replay here on Facebook or on YouTube, make sure to say hi in the comment section below just so I can see who's watching. And I'm going to pull up my live chat just to make sure that I'm responding to you guys in real time. Now today we're talking all about Instagram stories, and I've got 3 reasons why you should be using Instagram stories as a strategy for your Instagram today. Okay. Whew. Let's get to it. I'm so excited about this because I've been testing this out with a number of our clients, especially our podcast clients, and having a really great Instagram story strategy is ideal for getting more awareness on your brand in 2019. And so we're going to talk about today why that is, and then I'm also going to invite you to sign up for my free Instagram Strategies Masterclass. Instagram Stories Masterclass. I'll put the link in the description of this video and in the chat, and I'm really excited to invite you guys to join me for that coming up soon. Again, if you're joining me live, go ahead and say hi in the comment section below, and if you're watching the replay, say hi as well. Now, I presented this Instagram Stories Masterclass last year, and I have to say, in the past year, Instagram Stories have grown tremendously. We've got new features like IGTV, and more people are not only watching stories, but using stories as a part of their business strategy. So let's talk about that. Why should we use Instagram Stories as a part of our strategy? Well, the first reason that I love using Instagram Stories as part of your strategy is attention. And it's actually the best reason to use Instagram Stories because a lot of people are paying attention to those stories. So for those of you who don't know, Instagram Stories only last 24 hours. So people know that going into watching the stories. So they are more likely to watch stories because they've got that urgency factor. Because they know that story isn't going to be there forever. So they tend to watch Instagram stories more than their feed. And this is a particular individual. Some people still like going through the feed. But a lot of people, more and more people are going to the stories because of that urgency factor. So if they're paying attention to Instagram stories, hey Sarah, hey Heather, if they're paying attention to Instagram stories, then shouldn't you be there? Shouldn't you be where their attention is? I've seen a lot of people talking about the decreased reach in the feed and Instagram, and I do think that this is because of Instagram stories. So that's the first reason why. And I will say that a lot of us shy away from Instagram stories, I think, because we have to, Instagram really wants us to kind of show our face or show what's around us. And for a lot of us, that's not always possible, especially if you're working for another company. Maybe you don't want to be like the star of the Instagram stories or it's just not a good fit. There are definitely ways you can still leverage Instagram stories without showing anything. And so I'm going to teach you that in the upcoming masterclass. If you're in this school, I do have last year's masterclass available to watch, but this upcoming one will be the updated version of the masterclass, which is going to be fun. All right, so that's the first reason, is that a lot of people are spending their time in Instagram stories. The second reason that you should consider using Instagram stories in 2019 as a part of your Instagram strategy is because of real-time marketing. Real-time marketing. Do you guys know like this trend that's happening with live TV or influencer marketing, or people just want to feel like they're a part of something else. They want to be drawn in and pulled into the story. And Instagram stories in particular gives you that opportunity to pull people in. It gives you that opportunity to connect with people in a way that makes them feel like they're a part of your world. Literally, when you watch Instagram stories, it takes up the whole screen. That's it. That's all they're looking at. Whereas if they're scrolling through the feed, they may get a glance of the post coming up next. They may see the post right before it. There's ads in between, so there's more distractions. So with Instagram stories, your message is taking up the entire phone screen of the person that's watching it, and And there's not many places where that's available right now. Even if you're watching YouTube videos, oftentimes you can minimize it, go to other videos, you can look down at the comments. There's a lot of things happening all around on these mobile devices. And the stories feature is one of the only places where your message is completely taking over their entire attention. So again, we go back to that attention point. So the first reason you should be using Instagram stories in 2019 is because attention is there. The second reason is because of real-time marketing. Now, if you are using Instagram stories already, 2019, go ahead and say yes in the comment section below. If you aren't, say no. I just want to get a pulse point and a checkpoint on where you are right now, even if you're watching this replay on Facebook or on YouTube, okay? Type yes in the comment section below if you are, and yes if you're not. Okay. Sorry, I gotta get a little tissue. All right, so the third reason why you should be using Instagram stories in 2019 is it can enhance your marketing strategies. It will enhance whatever you're doing already on marketing. And I'm going to teach you this in the masterclass, exactly how we do this for our clients today. And it took a year to develop this. So I did this masterclass last year, and going into this past year, we've refined and tweaked how we use Instagram stories, and we're using it as a way to enhance the content that we already have. So there's no need to create new content for Instagram stories. I'm going to repeat that. There's no need to create new content for your Instagram stories. That's the beauty of it. Because it is an additional feature to Instagram, you can reuse your Instagram content, and I'll show you how to do that in the masterclass. But also because we're all creating so much content all the time, we can use Instagram stories as a way to amplify that content. So you don't need to start from scratch, and I'm going to show you that again in this masterclass, how to do that. But you don't need to start from scratch, which is the beauty of it. And then also, you can revive old content very easily on Instagram stories because of that urgency limited time factor. So what that means is a story that I posted in October, I can repost again today, and nobody will remember it. And I don't have to create new content. And now I'm potentially reaching new people with that content that I created back in October if I post it today. Okay. You can also tweak the message for some timeliness, but the core of that message can be the same. So I'm a really huge believer in the stories feature. I actually think Facebook stories are also up and coming as well. And with the way Instagram stories is set up, you can easily post to both at the same time right within the Instagram app. And I think that it's going to be kind of the shift of how consumers consume content. So Heather says yes, she's using Instagram stories. Great. Sarah says yes, she's using Instagram stories. Awesome. You guys are ahead of the curve. So I hope you join me for the Instagram stories masterclass next week. There are going to be 2 different dates, and during the masterclass I'm going to teach you how to create content for Instagram stories that's not just your face, so not just you talking to the camera, and teach you how to create that content. But also I'm going to update it. So the updated version has 2 features. The first feature is how to get follow through on your stories. So how do you get someone to go from the first to the second to the third? Okay, and then how do you keep their attention for longer, essentially? And then the second updated feature is how are we going to reuse content that we've already created? I'm going to show you exactly how we do this for our clients already. We're already doing it for our clients. So I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that in this masterclass. If you're in the school, you will have access to the replays. If you're not in the school, you must show up live to get that replay link. You must sign up to get the replay link, but the replay will be available for a few days afterwards, but it lives on inside of the Savvy Social School. So that's the best place to get the replay. But of course, showing up live is a great opportunity for you to get your questions answered in real time, and to learn more about how we use Instagram stories and the benefits of being in the Savvy Social School. Awesome. I'm going to leave it up for 2 more minutes here if you guys have any questions about Instagram stories and why you should be using them in 2019. I'd love to answer them for you. But I just want to take a moment to remind you about the masterclass. and any other things that may be coming up. So I do have Alt Summit coming up at the end of the month. That will be March 24th through the 29th. I'll be in Palm Springs, California, teaching this very topic, actually, all about Instagram stories. We have 2 new courses launching into the school this month. We've got Pinterest Savvy and we've got Social Report. Next month, April, we have Facebook Savvy and we have Caption Savvy. So lots of new content coming into the school. Of course, we also added our Canva templates. We added in quotes. I actually just brought in a new designer for some quotes that are coming out next week, which are going to be fun. And I think that's it for updates. Oh, and of course the podcast. Check out the podcast. We got a new episode that dropped yesterday featuring Heather Crabtree and heartfelt stories, which I think sometimes can be hard as entrepreneurs and business owners to share our hearts on social media and to share our personal lives. So Heather Crabtree goes into detail about how she does that. She had a daughter who is going through cancer, and so she shared her story online and how she balances all of the doctor's trips and running a successful business and sharing it all publicly online. So definitely check out that podcast episode. All right, one question here from Heather. Will you discuss how many stories to post at a time? Yes, because there is a magic number. And you can post too many. So yes, that'll be covered in the masterclass. Great question, Heather. Thanks so much for both of you joining me live today, and thanks to everyone watching the replay. I'll see you live here inside the Facebook group next Friday, and I'll see you in the Instagram Stories Masterclass. Thanks so much. Bye. All right, one question here from Heather. Will you discuss how many stories